Hello everyone, today we will talk about addressing modes and its types. So before going to the addressing modes, we should tell about some basics. So in computer instructions, in general computer instructions there are two parts. First is opcode and second is operand. Opcode basically tells about the operations which will be performed on data, and the data, that data on which the operation is performed is called as operand. Okay. So if we tell about general instruction format, what computer feeds as an instruction, so there are two fields basically. There is an operation field which has opcode, and second is address field. In this address field, we can put some address, we can put some data or any other information based upon the addressing modes we are using. Okay, so before going to the operand, how we will use the address field to interpret or modify that address or to interpret the operand from that address, that will be told by our addressing mode. Okay, so addressing mode specifies some rules which will interpret or modify the address field. Okay. There are some types of addressing modes. So these are some types which are in your course. First is implied mode, second is immediate mode, then direct addressing mode, then indirect addressing mode, then register addressing mode, then register indirect, then auto increment decrement. These two are basically special cases of register indirect mode, and last three are displacement mode. Here we have some displacement and their offsets according to that displacement. So these are three types: relative addressing modes, then base register addressing mode, then indexed addressing mode. First we will talk about implied mode. In implied mode, basically operand is specified implicitly in the definition of instruction. So what does it mean? It means the source and destination of the data will be there within the instruction. For example, we can take any one address code like incrementing accumulator or decrementing accumulator, you can say. In this, if we go for instruction, what will be there in instruction? We have some opcode, okay, and with opcode we have some data or operand. In operand field, we are considering as it is given accumulator. Okay, so if we will, we have to increase the value by 1. So what we will do? It will just increment the value of operand by 1. So the source was there and the same operand was incremented by 1, and it is translated into destination. Like here you can say, if initially it was 0 0 0 0 and I applied increment accumulator, then it will just add 1 and store it there in same destination. And the benefit of it is that the size of instruction will be small, so we have to use less storage. Now the second is immediate addressing mode. In this, basically we have operand field rather than address field. That means in instruction we basically give operand directly. That will be a constant value instead of any address of the operand. Okay. For example, if we have some instruction like add R1 and there is some value, let's say 8. So this constant is operand and it will be filled at this field. Okay. The code of add will be opcode, and in this way we can use constant value directly as operand in an instruction in immediate addressing mode. Okay, so there are two fields actually, opcode and address field. So in address field, in immediate addressing mode, there will be operand directly. Okay, and operand will be a constant. The next mode is direct addressing mode. It is basically most used type of technique in case of addressing modes. So in this addressing mode, basically what we give in the instruction, there are two fields, opcode and address field. The address field will contain the address of operand in memory. Okay, let's suppose the address is given as 100. Okay, so it will point to 100 location in memory, and what data will be there will be the operand. Okay, so effective address is basically the address where we can find the operand. Okay, so effective address will be memory at data at memory position 100. Okay, if we generalize it like address is A, then effective address will be data at memory position A. So it is also called absolute addressing mode, and it is mostly used in accessing the variables. In previous case, that is direct addressing mode, the address field was containing the location of data or operand, but here the address field will contain the location of data. Okay, let us suppose address field is containing A is some value, so it will point to the address A in memory. In address A there will be some data like B, so value of B will be the address of our operand. So we will point to address B in the same memory and we will get the operand there. Okay, so effective address will be element which is there at location of location. Okay, so location, and we will get nested location, and where this location will point we will get the operand. Okay, so now we will talk about register addressing mode. In register addressing mode, the operand will be there in the register. That means we all know that there is a processor which has some set of registers. In any of the register there will be an operand. Okay, so in our instruction format there will be opcode, and in address field there will be register. The value of register here will point any of the register in this register set. Like suppose we have 0010, like here is 0010 in this register set, so it will point here, and the value here, the data here will be the operand. Okay, so effective address will be your register. Okay, now coming to the next addressing mode, that is register indirect addressing. Register indirect addressing mode. Here, instead of giving operand, the register will contain the location of operand. Okay, so here will be location of operand, or you can say effective address will be memory location of operand. Okay, so if it is pointing here, so the value here will be some address of memory. Okay, and if we will go to suppose it is A, in our memory we will go to address A, and the value here will be the operand. Okay, so in this way we will get the operand. So if we talk about auto increment and auto decrement, here are two conditions. If we are using auto increment, then it basically does the post increment of the register value. Okay, so we have to store the value which is there in memory address of given in that register to the accumulator. So it will first take the value and store it into the accumulator, then it will increment the value of register by 1. Okay, so now after storing this value, the register's value will be incremented. After that it will be r plus 1. Okay, but in case of auto decrement, it basically does the pre-decrement of register value. So it will first decrement the register, and then means the value was r minus 1 and it will be given to accumulator. So next we have relative addressing mode. Relative addressing mode is basically used in some program control statements. So here we have some opcode, and then we have address field in which we will feed offset. Offset is basically relative position from the program counter from where we want to execute our program. Okay, so that position we will add with the program counter and we will get the effective address, and after getting effective address we will go to that address and fetch the operand there. Okay, so the effective address will be program counter plus the address field what is given there. Okay, so the next is base register addressing mode. In this basically we use base register in order to relocate some program. Program relocation means program is we all know that set of instructions. So each set of instruction will contain some positions in memory. If we want to relocate that program, suppose we have some program stored at this location, and we want to relocate this program due to some execution purposes. So we can easily relocate it at this position from 8000 to 8050. Now suppose there is some instruction like branch at 2030. Okay, so here there will be some position 2030, it will point to that position. But if we will relocate this program here to here, so it will tell here also BR 2030. But in this program this location is not accessible. Okay, because the instruction there at 2030 is not there now. Is there at 8030. That's why we use base register to contain the base register value. Like here we can contain base register value at 8000. Okay, so if we will contain base register value as 8000, so what will happen? Suppose initially it was 2000, so it will just store 0030, and we will add the base register value to this address, and we will get the address of this instruction in this whole program. Okay, so the value it will get will be 2030 now. But if we will relocate it to 8000, so we will update it at 8000. Now what will happen? Here BR0030 is there. It will add the base register value, that is 8000 with 0030, and it will get a new location 8030. Now 8030 is there in program. That's why there will be no problem in executing this. Okay. So the effective address in case of base register addressing mode is base register plus the address given in that instruction. So the last addressing mode is indexed addressing mode. In this basically it is basically used to access the array elements. How? You can see, suppose here is some array. Okay, in this array we want to access all the elements using some instruction format. Okay, so if we are using this instruction format, here we have opcode. Opcode will tell we have to access the element. Okay, but in address we have to give individual addresses of each of the locations given here, like this, and all. Okay, so every time we have to access this format, and every time we have to update it. So if we are using indexed addressing mode, we basically stabilize this instruction format, and we don't have to go through address field every time. We will make it static. Okay, static means we will give some normal value, some constant value, and we will not touch it again. Okay, suppose here we can say if we are taking 200 as address, so for accessing it we will use some displacement using this index register. We generally represent it as XR. So we will just update the value of XR and add this value to this address, and we will get the effective address, and we will go to that effective address and fetch the operand from it. Okay, so suppose we have to fetch this element at 200. So for that we will give XR value as 0, and we will go to this element and we will fetch this. Now again we have to go to 201, so we will update it at as 1, so it will add 200 plus 1, and the effective address will be 201, and it will point to this and it will be fetched, so on up to 299. So effective address here is XR plus location. Okay, so in this way there are 11 type of addressing modes. We have covered all of them.